Steven Milhausen here, sportingnews.com, and yes, what a night of upsets. Miesha Tate defeated Holly Holm in the co-main event to win the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship, and yes, I am the only MMA journalist from a major outlet to pick Nate Diaz to beat Conor McGregor in the main event of UFC 196. What a great main event it was. The first round, McGregor gave the slightest. I thought he landed a little bit of the harder shots, but you felt Diaz wasn't out of it. Even though the right eye was gorging blood, he had pus or something coming out of his right eyelid. You just look at the way he fought in that first round, and it was like, okay, he's in the fight. You could tell McGregor was putting everything he had into every shot. The second round was that right hand. You could see McGregor starting to be a little unsure of himself. And then you saw Nate go to work that right hand. As soon as he stumbled that right hand, McGregor kind of popped up at his feet, but you could tell he was rocked. Diaz noticed it, and when a fish smells blood, when a shark smells blood, they go for the kill, and that's exactly what Nate Diaz did, and McGregor had no answer, and you give McGregor credit. He was trying. He was throwing the left hand. He was trying to hit Diaz with a shot, and he connected on a couple shots. He went for a takedown, a desperate takedown, and you see going desperate. Actually, I'll go back. Diaz then kept rocking with combinations. Then McGregor tried to go for the takedown, and the rest is history after that, and he submitted him by rear naked choke, and it was an upset, plain and simple. You know, I picked Nate Diaz on Yahoo Sports Radio, and I got laughed at. I got some hate, and I got some nice emails from you fans out there telling me that I was very stupid. What am I talking about? You don't know what the hell, you know what the bleep you're doing. I actually do know what I'm talking about once in a blue moon, but no, this fight was very easy to pick, and if you really want to be keen about it, and it's no offense to Conor McGregor, but 25 pounds of power, you're going up 2 weight classes, that doesn't work. It doesn't translate. That 45 to 55, yes, but that 55 to 70, it's an extra 15 pounds. I mean, even though you came in at 68, it's 13 pounds. That's too much. Diaz has fought at this weight class. Plain and simple. At the end of the day, McGregor bit off a little more than he can chew. And it happens. But I give him credit for this. He did something no other champion would do. And do something like that. While you're a champion, go up a weight class. Challenge yourself. BJ Penn did it, and look at what happened. BJ Penn went down and stayed BJ Penn for a while. So I don't have any problem with Conor McGregor going up, but he went up 2 weight classes, and I think he learned from that, and he's like, okay, maybe this wasn't the right move, and he admitted that, and he took his defeat like a champion. Many people are going to laugh, but you know what, though? Those same guys that are laughing are the ones that these people on Twitter. You guys crack me up, man. Thank you. Thank you for reading. Thank you for listening. But at the end of the day, I was right. And I'm not trying to brag, but I'm being honest. Everyone was on the Conor McGregor soapbox. 15 in a row. Guys are meant to get beat. Fighters get beat. No one goes undefeated. You will have a winning streak, but fighters do not go undefeated. It doesn't happen. Look at Anderson Silva, the greatest fighter of all time. Lost. Ronda Rousey, who everyone proclaimed was the greatest fighter of all time, lost. There will become a time John Jones loses. I don't think John Jones has a loss. I don't count that to Matt Hamill, but there's going to become a time John Jones loses. If he doesn't, John Jones is superhuman, and he already, in my mind, is superhuman. But I give Conor McGregor credit for that. He did something that no other fighter would do. So I give Conor a lot of credit for that, but Nate Diaz was used to the weight class. The power translated for Nate, and look at what happened. But this also shows that Nate Diaz is for real. When Nate Diaz is on, and I mean when he's on, he is hard to beat. But now what do you do with Nate Diaz? That's the $1 million question. He's not going to stay at 70. I think he stays at 55. Why not? Why not have Nate Diaz and Rafael Dos Anjos? I know Dos Anjos dominated them their first time around about a year and a half ago, but you know what? It's a different Nate Diaz in these last 2 fights. It's a whole new focus. I like to see Nate Diaz fully focused and 100 and mentally right against a Rafael dos Anjos. I think that'd be a great fight. I know I've seen some people saying Eddie Alvarez, but I really would like to see a rematch with RDA and Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor. McGregor's in a good spot. He can go to 55 for the 55 belt, face Dos Anjos, but what I would do, stay at 45 for a while. Take some fights there, get your confidence back. Get that swagger back a little bit. I would take that fight with Frankie Edgar, UFC 200, maybe even do that in August. I go with Conor McGregor, Frankie Edgar, and then the rivalry is already right there, and I think that would be a fantastic fight, and I think that's where Conor belongs. I think going through this, cutting that weight will not be so bad, because the power didn't translate, and I think he has to stay at 145, or maybe in a year or two, maybe rethink that idea of going to 155 pounds. Miesha Tate, Holly Holm, I said it. I picked Holly Holm, but I said if Miesha Tate was going to win, this is how she has to win. She has to take the fight to the ground. If she gets to the fight to the ground, she wins the fight. And she almost won it in the second round, because Holm won the first, and you can say it was a 10-8 second, and then you look at it at, okay, you go to the third. It seemed like Tate slowed down. She had some pressure, but it seemed like she let the foot off the pedal a little bit, didn't go, tried a couple takedowns, didn't get them, and Holm started to go to work, and even in the fourth round. Holm started, near the end of the fourth, Holm really started to get in that groove, landing some combinations, landing some good kicks. And the fifth round, all Holm had to do, at the worst, you were going to get a draw. But give Miesha Tate credit, she is a relentless bulldog. Holm tried to throw a right hand, Tate slipped, got the back, got up, and Holm tried to get up. Tate got her, still had her in the choke. Holm tried to flip her over, which usually would work, but it was the body positioning just wasn't right. Holm had it all on her right side, and Tate was able to keep hold of the choke and lock in her naked choke for the win. And what do you do now with Miesha Tate? Do you go with Holm Rousey 2? Holm Tate 2. Do you go with Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate 3? I think we don't. I still don't think we see Ronda. If we see Ronda Rousey fight, it won't be till the end of the year. I do think we see Holly Holm and Miesha Tate again in July. Maybe Kat Zingano, the rematch with that fight. But Kat Zingano hasn't fought since February of last year and never lost to Ronda. It would be really difficult to sell that fight considering Kat has been gone for so long. If I'm the UFC, I go with Holly Holm, Miesha Tate 2. The winner of that faces Ronda Rousey. But we will see what happens. But overall, I thought the rest of the main card was kind of I thought Tom Lawler got robbed against Corey Anderson. I had Lawler winning the first two rounds. I don't know where you get 30-27 for Corey Anderson. That was a complete joke. Everyone's favorite light heavyweight in the lower rings, Yair Latifi, a good win over Gian Villante. I really like Latifi, and I think he's going to kick himself when he had Villante rocked in the third round. And Amanda Nunes defeated Valentina Shevchenko, and I thought a solid performance by Amanda Nunes. The first two rounds looked really good. The third round, near the end of that second, and the whole third round, Shevchenko really turned it on. And Joe Rogan said it correctly. Where is that Shevchenko in the second? That Shevchenko in the first and second round. But that is my UFC on 196 recap. Thank you for following me on Spring News. I did the live update and live blog all night long, so I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening. And yes, I'm going to brag a little bit more because I am literally the only one that did. And it's just gotta think we all get caught in this soapbox. And fans, and I've done this too more than one time. We all think fighters are invincible, athletes are invincible. There comes a point in time where fighters lose. Look at Mike Tyson. He lost. Lennox Lewis lost. Vladimir Klitschko lost. And you think boxing, Manny Pacquiao lost. Floyd Mayweather is really the only one, if he stays retired, is the only one that didn't lose. So it's really hard to stay undefeated in combat sports. It's really hard to sustain such a long win streak just with the pressures that go on in combat sports. So give Conor McGregor a lot of credit, Holly Holm a lot of credit. Their first losses, they will definitely bounce back. So let's not rail McGregor. Let's not rail Holly Holm because I know it's going to happen. Oh, Holm should have waited. No, she wants to fight. She's a fighter. Fighters fight. This isn't all let's wait for the most money. These fighters love to fight. They want to fight because they love the sport. Let's understand that. Let's cut these fighters some slack. They actually want to fight. They don't want to sit on their belt. So props to, even in defeat, to Conor McGregor and Holly Holm. But a big congratulations to the new women's bantamweight champion, Miesha Tate, and
to Nathan Diaz. Great victories for both. You can find me on Twitter at SMuehlhausen MMA, MUEHLHAUSCN MMA, and I will see you. And follow me and check all my stuff out at Sporting News. I'll have an article up later on Saturday early in the morning. And this is Stephen Mielhausen, and I will see you at the fights.